What if that adorable collectible you just had to have turned out to be, well, more than just an object? What if it carried some kind of chilling, malevolent secret? That's kind of the question we're grappling with today. Welcome to the deep dive. This is where we sift through, stacks of articles, research, personal accounts, all that stuff to try and pull out the key insights for you.
Exactly. And our mission today is exploring this really unsettling phenomenon surrounding the Labubu doll. We're going to try and uncover how this seemingly innocent collectible became kind of the focus for this global wave of terror. We'll start with one specific account, a woman in Shanghai, which is deeply disturbing. And then we'll connect that to the broader incidents worldwide that we found in the sources.
Yeah, we're peeling back the layers on a story that I think will definitely make you reconsider that line between an innocent plaything and something else, something much more sinister. It's a real journey into the unexpected. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's talk about Mylan. So Mylan, from what we understand, was just this really sweet, doll-loving woman. Our sources say she came from a small village in China, moved to Shanghai, got a job in a toy shop. Pretty standard goal, really, trying to support her family back home, especially after her dad passed away. But she genuinely loved dolls. She was a collector, used her employee discount, apparently, to build up this amazing collection in her apartment.
hmm And it's that personal joy, that passion that really sets the stage, doesn't it, for the darkness that follows. So our research shows this limited edition collection of Labubu dolls arrives at her shop. Big hit, sold out almost immediately. But Mylan, being an employee, she managed to snag one for herself. She was really excited to add it to her collection.
And this wasn't just any Labubu, right? The sources describe it as like this unique golden one, different from the others. It had these beautiful blue eyes, golden fur, long ears, and this smile, but with like big teeth showing. Still cute though, apparently. And Mylan was just totally taken with it. Brought it home, super happy, taking photos, introducing it to her dog, Bao, as the new family member. Just pure joy.
Right. But here's where things take that first kind of chilling turn. Bao, her dog. Usually, the sources say he was all enthusiastic tail wags for new dolls. Playful. But with this golden Labubu, completely different reaction. Starkly different. He started barking, growling violently, like seriously distressed.
Wow. Okay, so totally out of character for the dog. And Mylan, she just sort of brushed it off.
Yeah, understandably, but maybe. She figured he was just startled, but maybe scared by how it looked. So she puts the doll on a shelf, goes to bed. But Bao, who always slept right beside her, refused. The accounts say he just lay across the room, staring fixedly at the doll. For ages, it sounds like, before he just bolted from the room altogether.
That's more than a red flag. That's like a giant flashing alarm bell.
It really is. And you often see this in these kinds of stories, don't you?
Right.
The animal sensing something first. But Mylan, well, she didn't really pick up on how serious it was. Not yet. The next morning, Bao's behavior got even more intense. Desperate, almost. As Mylan's getting ready for work, he starts barking frantically at the doll again. Then he actually grabs her jeans, tries pulling her back towards the shelf where it was sitting, like he was pleading with her, trying to warn her or stop her leaving.
Okay, that's incredibly weird. And frustrating for Mylan, I imagine.
Totally. Our sources say she got really annoyed, scolded him, and then, this is where it gets stranger, she apparently felt this sudden surge of anger, totally unlike her. She locked Bao in the bathroom and left for work.
Oh, wow. And then at work.
Yeah, then the first really shocking thing happens to her. Mylan, who is known for being sweet, polite, she apparently had the worst day ever. She just exploded at a customer, screaming apparently. A huge argument. Got fired on the spot. And she just couldn't understand where all that rage came from. It wasn't like her at all.
Okay, that sudden personality shift leading to losing her job. That feels significant.
Absolutely. It's often highlighted in our analysis of these kinds of accounts, like a subtle psychological attack before things get more physical. And they did. That night, back home, things escalated. She started hearing this weird laughter, unfamiliar, echoing in her apartment. Then she saw it. A shadowy figure just standing in the corner of her room, staring at her. But when she went to look closer, nothing. Just the Labubu doll right where she'd left it on the shelf.
Right, this is where it starts to feel really creepy, like something out of a horror film. These inanimate objects becoming something else.
Exactly. So Mylan, she's exhausted, probably terrified. She tries to sleep, only to fall into this absolutely horrific, vivid nightmare. She dreamt she was in her room, but there was this this grotesque creature, animal-like. The description is just awful.
Ugh.
Red, rotting skin, sharp teeth, claws, and it's coming towards her, laughing this monstrous laugh, and then it tries to strangle her. Just
Yeah.
terrifying.
A nightmare made real, literally.
And it didn't stop when she woke up. She woke up screaming, right, covered in cold sweat, splitting headache, and the doll. The Labubu doll wasn't on the shelf anymore. It was, according to the accounts, physically sitting on her chest.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Her scream brought Bao, the dog, rushing in.
Okay, good old Bao. What did he do?
He just went for it. Loyal protector mode, you know.
Huh?
The sources describe him just fiercely tearing the doll to shreds,
Mm.
ripping it apart with his teeth. Mylan, she was apparently still reeling, headache, traumatized from the dream.
Mm.
She didn't stop him, just watched.
And she must have thought, okay, finally, it's over. Destroyed.
You would think so, wouldn't you? She gathered up the pieces, threw them in the bin, called Bao over for comfort, tried to sleep. But as we often see in these stories, destroying the object doesn't always end the curse.
Oh no, don't tell me.
Yeah, it was far from over. Next morning she wakes up, headache's even worse, agonizing. She finds these small red rashes on her hands. They look like bites, angry red bites. And Bao, he was gone. Nowhere to be found. She's calling him, searching. Nothing. Just silence.
Okay, this is getting seriously dark now. The rashes, Bao missing.
It gets darker. Her panic is rising. She goes into the bathroom,
Yeah.
looks in the mirror. Her face is now covered in the same red rashes. And then she sees it, reflected behind her. That creature from the nightmare. Laughing, loudly. It seemed to be coming from the reflection.
Yeah.
She spins around. No creature there, of course, but the Labubu doll. The one Bao ripped to shreds. It was back, sitting there, perfectly intact on the bathroom shelf. And its smile,
Yeah.
that cute smile. Anand described it as having morphed into a very terrifying laugh.
What? How is that even possible? The doll was destroyed.
Exactly. Impossible. That's when it really hits her. This resurrection, the rashes, the creature, this isn't natural. It's something malevolent. She's
Yeah.
panicked now, desperate, still calling for Bao, searching every room. She goes into the kitchen and sees the Labubu doll again. This time, it's just sitting there in the kitchen sink. And its hands, its teeth, they're stained red.
Red. Oh God, Bao.
Yeah. She looks under the sink. And there he was, Bao's body, mangled, bloody,
Yeah.
torn apart. The description is just horrific, like he'd been chewed on,
Yeah.
brutally killed. That was the moment, the absolute devastating moment she knew. This doll wasn't just a doll, it was evil.
That's just heartbreaking
Oh.
and utterly terrifying. So what did she do?
Well, this horror, this personal tragedy, it pushed her to look for answers. She went online, and what she found, well, it basically blew the whole thing wide open. It wasn't just her. Our sources confirmed this: news reports, forums, investigations. They all showed widespread incidents, people all over the world reporting being haunted by their Labubu dolls.
Haunted how? Like
Yeah.
similar experience.
Yes. Documented cases. We're talking inexplicable bites like Mylan's rashes, people losing jobs suddenly like her, mysterious illnesses, and even, chillingly, the deaths of loved ones, all somehow linked back to these dolls.
Wow. Okay, so this deep dive isn't just about one isolated tragic story. It's a global thing.
It became one, yeah. Which leads to the question, why? What are people saying now?
Right, the theories. What's the current thinking based on our research?
Well, online especially, there's a lot of talk linking the dolls to this specific entity, a demon called Pazuzu, or Pazuzu sometimes.
Pazuzu. Okay, that sounds ominous. Where does that come from?
It's an ancient one, Mesopotamian mythology. A pretty nasty demon, actually, often shown with, like, a lion's head, wings, claws, associated with bringing disease, famine, plagues, bad news.
So people are latching onto that specific demon for this doll. Why?
It's fascinating, isn't it? It seems like a way to sort of project these deep-seated fears about illness, corruption, the unknown onto this modern object, blending ancient dread with the contemporary thing.
That makes sense in a creepy way. And this wasn't just online talk, right? People
Yeah.
reacted in the real world.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It went beyond rumors. Because of the fear, the reported incidents, some countries actually banned the dolls, pulled them from shelves. In other places, priests were apparently called in to perform exorcisms on them.
Exorcisms on dolls. Wow.
It shows how strong the belief became, doesn't it? That these weren't just toys anymore, but vessels for something dangerous.
Belief is a powerful thing. So back to Mylan. Did she find any of this out? Did she try anything else?
She did. Terrified, but trying to break free. The sources say she took the doll, the resurrected one, and burned it. collected the ashes in a jar, went to a nearby river and scattered them. She even told her sister about it that night, apparently believing, hoping, she was finally free.
Please tell me it worked this time.
I wish I could. It's just tragic. The next morning, Mylan was found dead in her home.
Oh, no.
And right there, next to her body,
Hmm.
the same Labubu doll,
Yeah.
intact. Again.
It came back again.
Right.
After being burned and scattered.
According to the accounts, yes. And maybe the most unsettling part. A friend of hers from the toy store apparently found the doll there. Didn't know the history. Thought it was just a rare collectible. And took it home.
No, so the cycle just continues.
It seems so. That resilience, that continuation of the perceived curse, that's what makes this whole thing so deeply unsettling, I think. It really taps into that vulnerability we feel about unexplained phenomena
Right.
and how fear can spread.
So after all that,
Yeah.
going from Mylan's excitement, this collector's joy, to absolute terror and tragedy, and then seeing how it connects to these global reports, these theories about demons, where does that leave us? What do you think? Is this doll actually cursed? Possessed by Pazuzu or something like it? Or is it something else, like mass hysteria, collective belief making things seem real, a series of just awful coincidences? It's the core question, isn't it? What our analysis really highlights is the sheer impact these stories have. How they genuinely challenge our view of the world of inanimate objects. They force you to confront these really uncomfortable ideas about the power objects can hold. Or maybe, the power we give them through our own fears and beliefs. How that can shape reality in terrifying ways.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder, what happens when something made for joy, for comfort, suddenly becomes the face of pure terror? And how much do these stories, these shared anxieties, actually fuel the whole thing, blurring that line between what's real and what's just a really, really convincing and scary legend? Definitely something to think about long after we finish up today. Until next time, keep digging deeper.